at the level of intimacy, you have never seen that. Never, ever. It doesn't exist. No, it simply doesn't exist. Because first of all, people didn't have the digital cameras, didn't have the access that the guy gave us. That was very, very important, and I am very thankful for that, even if at the end, there was a little bit of, friction or fight, and he disliked the film, and, he regretted somehow. But the generosity, or the film exists thanks to his generosity, because no torero will never, I saw some other films, and I had memories of bullfighting, and everything is fake, 99%. Or it's a representation, and this is the only reason to make a documentary. I hate documentaries, but if I make a documentary, it's because I cannot do it with fiction. And this you cannot simulate, you cannot make representation of this, it's too heavy, it's too big. So the idea of being able to have this intimacy was so seductive. I never thought that we'll have so much. But okay, this is, they were very open. I don't know why exactly, really, but because for me it's even a mystery how these people accept it, and the discussion, it took 3 sentences, and I never talked to him again. Once in the middle of the shooting to ask him, because he was the only one, the team was all the time having the microphone with the transmitter, but himself was a little bit more reluctant, so I was obliged to talk to him, also a very short conversation, to try to ask him, please, if he could, have the microphone more often, because when he's in the middle of the arena, either we have the microphone or we don't have anything. If he's next to the wall, the barrier, the border, we can still have something, but, in the middle, nothing. So, but it was very, 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 very cold. Not cold, but, I don't know what a documentary has to be. I don't know. He's doing his job, I am doing mine, and that's all. And he was under such pressure that the camera was the last of his problems. No, really. He didn't give a shit about the camera or anything, or about us. And not only him, the other ones too. They didn't care at all. They didn't think about that.
Right.
In fact, what you see here, I have outrageous comments, even on camera, of what they are saying, because they don't even remember that a camera that it's in the van, for example, 1 meter from them, that the camera is shooting, and they all have microphones. They don't even remember that. And they have, that are not in the final edit, but, things that you think, but how can these people, can be talking about that? And you don't understand, but afterwards I understood, and what confirmed some theories I had about actors, that when actors are under pressure, they are better, because there is some kind of intensity. And here it was not me, the pressure, it was not the artistic pressure, it was the pressure, of course, of the bull, and because it's life-threatening, and the corrida, and the audience, and, the pressure, for the reason, the camera for them doesn't exist.
And was the reason that you said they were, in retrospect, not happy with the film, or at least Andrés Rocaré? Do you think it was because this film reveals something about their culture, about their practice, that sort of puts them in a unglorified light, so to speak?
I don't know. I think that you see this film, and now it's okay. Now it has been distributed everywhere, it has been in festivals, it's successful. But they show you this film, you alone, the first person to see, and you don't know how people will react. You really don't know. You are afraid, you are scared, that you don't know. You don't know what to think. And of course, we show it to him before showing to some other people, not the final version, but almost exactly. We did little changes, very, very little. And, I think that he was totally scared of what the film was showing. Then it happened that, okay, nobody, it was not that important, or at least, people appreciate the honesty of the film, and that all the elements are equilibrated, and it gives more or less a complex, it gives a complex portrait of what bullfighting is, because, you don't put the violence aside. No, you show it, and you show it very, very clearly. But at the same time, okay, you put also don't know, the human aspect, maybe the spiritual thing, the plastic, of course, the plastic approach, no, the visual plastic approach of what they do, so everything is there, even the grotesque of the human or the ridiculous, everything is there. Everything that what the camera captured, we try to equilibrate it and to keep it as it was and to keep it, in a very, smooth way, combined in the same way that it was in reality. What it's not that easy, because all these elements in reality are very, they are really, like totally connected one with another. And if you put a shot of the violence or the bull dying, it means that, okay, you are focusing on one aspect, that it's this aspect that it's more cruel or more, more harsh. But okay, in reality, it was like this, but this was connected to other things. So in the film, you have to connect it. And I think that this was a very difficult job on the edit, to keep the balance, alive, and at the same time make it sensual and organic. And from that level, of course, I love it because, as I said before, it's a piece of art in itself or a work of art. So there is the arbitrary decisions, and I like it. My favorite moments of the film are all the arbitrary decisions that are not connected with this honesty or this balance. What it really makes the film, for example, the humor or a lot of ironic comments or crazy things that I like, and this was my choice.
Yeah, to what extent is the film, or could it be conceived as satire? What are the satirical layers in there?
Yes, but it's life-threatening.
Yeah.
This is the problem of this. Yes, I like it, and this is what I like of the atmosphere of the film. That grotesque things, grotesque even dialogues, are next to very almost visionary, spiritual, life-threatening. If somebody has to risk his own life, nobody risks his own life if it doesn't think that it's for something important, more important than life. For the reason you risk your life, because there is something more important than the conservation of life. No, so this perspective. It's very important because I was very close to them, and this is clear there. And there is one moment, in fact, in the film where he said, "La vida no vale nada," when he's really bounded in a very grave way, and the other says, "La vida," goes there and says, "La vida no vale nada," what translated will be, life is worth nothing, in the sense that you have to dismiss life. You have to, don't give importance to life. There are things more important. You have to use life to make something great with it. But the conservation of life for them is nothing.
It's almost
you have to be a torero. You have to be brave. You have to have balls. No, what they said. And this is what makes life worth to be lived, not the simple conservation of life for not doing anything with it. So this is very. When you are close and they are even on the level of psychopath. I mean, with that idea, no, really, it's.
It's almost a suicidal.
They take it seriously. I mean,
yeah.
This kind of commitment or whatever it with this tradition or it's different. But okay.